This is pretty crazy right here. I was just down here a few weeks ago, and I tried to count all these trees that blew down right here, just right here. It goes up quite a ways. At least 10, plus dead ones. 10 living ones, and then more dead ones that were still standing. All went down, looks like in one event, taken out by the insane wind we've had. It's been absolutely crazy up here. But this literally just happened, I don't know, within the last few weeks, probably last week sometime, but pretty crazy. This winter is fucking nuts, if you want to call it a winter. 90 degrees in March is in Denver. That is absurd. It is absolutely absurd. What? Sign of the times, right? No coincidence. I think in this video I'm going to present some ideas that definitely might lose some of you. And I might gain some others, but I feel like I've been still kind of tiptoeing and walking on eggshells and trying not to stir the pot too much with these concepts, but I'm going in. I've already gone in my own personal life extremely deep especially the last 3 months, moreover the last 8 months, but the last 3 months have been quite life-changing. It's been life-changing. It's been nothing short of extremely eye-opening. And the things I've come to realize have helped me out significantly. My anxiety is far less. My fear is far less. I understand it way better. I identify it, I observe it, and I don't claim it to be mine anymore. It's like the things that I'm really going deep into have made my life better. So you feel free to judge or be skeptical, but I know what my truth is, and I know what path I'm on now. And I know who the fuck I am. More now than I ever fucking have. Period. Straight up. I know exactly who I am now. Maybe not exactly, but I understand myself far better now, with much more clarity, which allows me to understand other people with much more clarity now, with less judgment, with more truth. So that's that's the whole point. Like, you want a better life? Well, you're going to have to go into the fucking darkness of your own mind and lighten it up. Like, if you want the darkness out of your life, you need to go into the darkness and you need to bring a light with you. It's, I mean, common sense, really. But, yeah, most people don't want to do that. I didn't want to do it. I have avoided this for so many years. And what I've come to realize very recently is, if anyone's been following me close enough, you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Fear and ego have been a large part of my conversation here, and it has become so clear to me how much I was driven by my ego and how much fear and anxiety I had, and it ruled my life. And I'm from the outside. If you know me, if you love me, you know me pretty well. It's like the ego's clever. You may not have known any of those things. The ego is extremely clever. I was very good at not portraying those things most of the time. If you were sensitive and aware, you would have picked up on it because it was heavy in me. Now, it depends on the situation too. Like if I was out hunting with my friends or family, I was quite relaxed then. Actually, I definitely wasn't living in fear except for very few moments. Like being out here, I can be myself. I can be relaxed, even though there were still uh, moments of fear and anxiety. But this is the real world. It's where I can just, all right, I can let my guard down. I can be a truer form of myself. But at work, if I was working with someone, anytime in the last 10, 15, 20 years, I had to bury that shit. And it was a lot to bury. And it does manifest physical ailments in you. If you know me well, I've had quite shaky hands or a whole shaky body, depending on how nervous I was. But my hands have always been shaking. You could be like, well, it's because if you knew how much I drank in my 20s, it's not funny. But anyone who drinks that much is just shaky. Well, it's actually, you drink to bury that anxiety, to bury that fear, to bury that depression. You're just covering it up. And then in the morning, when it's all gone, all that shit comes flooding back to the surface and it manifests into a shakiness. You are creating physical ailments through your fear. Now, scientifically, medically, I don't know. I'll say that right now. Like, maybe they pinpointed why shakiness happens chemically in the body after uh, drinking. That's not the point. The point is, it all started with my ego and me not wanting to go into my own darkness and figure out what the fuck this was. So I buried it. And there's consequences to that. Everything comes at a cost. Everything comes at a price. And like, drinking's one of the fucking worst one that we normalize in society. Oh, it's okay to drink, but not too much. And hey, I still drink every once in a while, so I'm not judging. But I mean, where's that fine line of like, oh, that's too much? No, that amount's good, but that's too much. I don't drink like that. It's not a problem for me. Where's that fine line there? So, it comes at a cost. And even if I only drink every 6 months now, yeah, it's still costing me the next morning. Even if it's like 3 beers, I still feel that. But this is besides the point. I've gone deep the last 3 months into what most people might think is woo woo or esoteric kind of shit. And honestly, it's just common sense. I mean, the way I see it now, it's like, this is just common sense. Everything I'm reading, everything I'm learning, and then how I apply it in real life, it's like, oh, yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. It's just common sense. Yet we want to deny this fucking very simplistic ideology of how we should live our lives. And then a lot of people don't want to believe in a creator or greater power or so. whatever you want to call it, source, the creator, God, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. Most people want to deny that, and I think it's insane at this point. I think it's absolutely fucking insane to deny that. And it's causing pain, and it's causing suffering, and it's causing struggle. And basically what I've done is just, at least attempting to do is just give my life to the creator with love, with openness, with truth, with honesty, and try to live my life from that point. And it's like, it's just common sense to me now. It's like, why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I want to be more loving, less judgmental, love thy neighbor as I love myself, and gain more knowledge and truth in my life? Why would I not want to do that? Why would society not want to do that? Well, you could throw your excuse out there, but whatever. I want to clarify that I come with this knowledge not being affiliated with any religion, period. I will never be part of a religion or follow a religion or institution or anything. I do not idolize any man. Do not follow any man. This is knowledge I have obtained going within myself, which has led me on a journey to other knowledge that I'm able to obtain externally. But all these books I'm reading just act as like a guide to go deeper into myself and just understand myself better. So we try to create all these structures and formalities and rules of how you're supposed to be spiritual and how you're supposed to praise God and all this fucking nonsense. And it's bullshit. It's a lie. It's an illusion. And so is being atheist. Sorry. Probably triggering some people out there, but I think it's absolutely insane. I think it's fucking insane. So, I don't need to justify myself. I don't need to justify anything that I'm feeling or the way I'm choosing to live my life right now, because it's fucking working. I'll tell you that. It works and it makes sense and it gives me answers, and it's putting I've had such large gaps and voids in my knowledge and understanding of what is going on in the world. What is this human story all about? And the last 3 months, it's like, boom. I don't understand it perfectly. I never will. And I don't have all the answers, but my God has it fucking simplified a lot of shit that I used to try to complicate. It's gonna be so complicated. And now it's like, whoa. It's not complicated at all. It's really fucking simple. It's actually really simple. And I'm not trying to convert anybody. And I'm not trying to, I would never force my beliefs on anybody. Live and let live. But this truth, for me, is making a whole lot of fucking sense. And I know I'm being kind of vague, but there is a lot to it, but it's also very simple. And you've already heard me talk about quite a bit of it. It's like, We live in a fear-based reality. Okay, how do we live in a fear-based reality? Well, your ego starts talking in your head. Something happens along the way in your life, and you start to build off of that. And then you start to be comfortable with it. And then it just gets normalized. And this is how fear becomes normalized in your everyday life, in your everyday decision making, small decisions and big decisions. It just becomes a normal way of thinking, a normal way of being. You're stressed, you have anxiety, you're worried about paying your bills, you're worried about what your girlfriend said. We just normalize these things, and then it compounds and compounds and compounds. And, I'll be 40 in 3 months, and it's like, I look back and I'm like, holy shit, that's what happened. Like, I had a good childhood. Like, I had super traumatic experiences, and I went through all sorts of shit. But it's like these small things that continue to compound year after year after year after year, and you normalize all of it. And it's all worry and hesitation and fear based. It's all insecurity. And it keeps compounding and compounding and compounding until it manifests into a drinking problem. And then you're shaky. And then you struggle just being around people, just being in any social situation. And it's like completely normalized. All of it. Completely normalized being super shaky. Completely normalized having my heart rate skyrocket. When I just went to work, when I just walked into an office with my coworkers, heart rate, boom, shakiness, try to cover it up. Normalizing this stuff. And it's just a compound effect of shit that I've more or less been complacent about and buried, but then listening to my ego, that voice in your head, and going with it, going with those ideas, instead of being like, hold up, no, actually that's not me. That's not my idea. So I normalize myself as being this weird, to me, weird, shaky, nervous kind of guy. Now, I don't know if anyone else perceived me that way, but that's how I was seeing myself. Now, at a certain point, I tried to flip that, and it did work to a certain extent, but I flipped it to fool everybody else. And while I was still feeling all those feelings, at surface level, I was able to cover it up pretty well and act like I'm balanced and chill and I'm cool, Just a complete fucking waste of energy. We spend so much energy trying to present ourselves a certain way to our peers and our coworkers and our loved ones, instead of just going into the root of the problem and looking at it and shining some light on it and being like, that wasn't scary or hard. It was neither. And now I feel way better. But we work so hard at avoiding the truth. So what is the truth? What is the truth in this world? Because you can go on social media right now, you can go on the news, and you can find infinite examples of people arguing over what is true. And most of it's fucking nonsense, and it's pointless, and it's a waste of energy, and it's an illusion, and it's fear-based, and it's all coming from your ego. So what is true? How do you know if something's true? And when I say truth, really it is just common sense. It's something that is felt. It's something that's just known. It becomes ingrained in you. It's just, I live from this now. Truth can be lived from. And getting to that point is a little bit of a process. You make a judgment towards something, and then you build a perception of it. Then you might work on it a little bit more. Then, once you find it to be true, it then becomes knowledge. It becomes your knowledge base. It becomes part of who you are. And you don't have to justify it to the world around you. You don't have to scream it from the fucking rooftops. And you don't have to go online and cram it down people's throats. Which is a good way of pointing out what's false in the world. Because that's what the media does. If they're constantly ramming a narrative down your throat, you can be damn fucking sure it is not the truth. If it's something you constantly hear people bickering about and constantly trying to get you to think this way, it's not the truth. It's not the way. Truth does not need to be forced down people's throats. Truth is something that needs to be reminded sometimes or remembered, but it does not need to be forced and crammed and thrown around and leveraged and weaponized and used as a divisive topic in society. That's why most of what you see going on in the world right now, it's fucking chaos. And of course there could be some truth in there, but a lot of these narratives going around, a lot of what people are arguing about is nonsense. And it's illusory. And it doesn't fucking matter. And even if it is true, it could be transient. Is it gonna matter on your deathbed? Is it something that when you know you only have a few moments left and you're looking at your loved ones, you think you're gonna give a fuck about what you were arguing online about the truth being in 2026? Fuck no, you're not. Hell no. You will not give a fucking shit. What is going to be true in that moment when you're on your deathbed looking at the people that love you? You're going to be asking yourself, did I love them back properly? Did I take care of them properly? Or was I judgmental? What kind of energy did I get? Did I send them negative energy or was it good? What are they thinking about me right now? That's going to be the only truth that matters. Like I said before, it's like you know on your deathbed, none of this shit is going to matter. All that's going to come in your head is, did I do it right? Did I? And you can change that right now. It's never too late. That can be changed right now. That's a process. I mean, I'm being so open about myself right now because, like I said, I realized how much more fear and illusion and anxiety I lived in than probably most people. Even if I was like this great skateboarder and I did really well in certain endeavors, doesn't fucking matter. That's not, again, it's not who I am. Those things, that's not who I am. And honestly, I tried to perform so well and held the bar so high for myself because I was in fear, because I was trying to spite fear. I always thought if I just make a decision opposite of what my fear is, I'll get rid of that fear. And what turned out was the fear only grew because all I was doing is burying it. Just because I made a decision against it doesn't mean I got rid of that fear. I held on to that fear so I'd make a decision against it, and then I'd continue to fucking worry about it. Oh, is this the right decision? Should I do this? What about what I was thinking earlier? It's a vicious cycle. And it doesn't have to be, and it's actually really quite simple. And we spend so much time just trying to make it complicated when it's just fucking common sense. But the truth is, when you remove all that anxiety, all that worry, all that stress, all that fear, everything you're concerned about, whatever you're thinking about from your past, whatever you're concerned about from your future, when you take out all of that, what's left is stillness. What's left is quiet. What's left is peace. And that is your connection to the Creator. That is where you can find love, joy, stillness, happiness. From that place, if you can just quiet the mind down enough, which is hard. Hey, I struggle with it significantly. I'm nowhere near done with this, nor will I ever be. There's no such thing as being done. There's no such thing as being perfect in this life. But you can live from a place of peace inside yourself. That doesn't mean you won't be challenged. That doesn't mean you won't struggle at all. Quite the contrary. You are still going to be struggled. We still have to live this human existence. We still have to be part of this human experience. And just because I found something greater than myself that I am deeply connected to does not mean that I can just meditate my way out of this world. Like, no, sorry, I still have bills. I still have things to do that I want to do and that I think about doing. And I know there's going to be struggles and challenges getting to that point, and that's just human life. But the point is, what if you do that from a place of balance, of stillness, and peace within yourself? Well, you're probably going to have a lot easier life than you have up to this point. I can already attest to it. And I'm just getting started. Now, I've kind of been on this journey for quite a while, quite a few years, but recently it's been like significant. So I never know how these videos are going to go. That's just what came out. Obviously not scripted. But I don't know. Find some peace. Find some stillness. Find some quiet. Might make things a lot easier.